Welcome to Delmarva Urban Chat. My name is Demetria Leonard, and today I'm so excited and nervous at the same time. We have with us Comptroller Brooke Lierman. She is the first female comptroller, and that is just so inspiring for all girls around the world. So we're going to ask her a couple of questions because we know she's a very busy woman. And just tell us a little bit about yourself, Brooke.
Sure, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for organizing this, and thanks for doing this work to spread information. It's so essential, and I just really appreciate your leadership. So yes, I'm Brooke Lierman. I'm the 34th Comptroller of the state of Maryland, the first woman to hold this position. The office of the Comptroller is it's an interesting one. Most people don't think about it, too much, but it's really the elected CFO of the state of Maryland. So I'm honored to be in this position. I like to think of it in three different roles. One is I'm the elected CFO, so I help look out for our economy. I make sure we're the general accountant for the state and all the agencies. We also are the pay, so we pay all the state employees. The second is I sit on a number of really important financial boards that the state controls. So the Board of Public Works, for instance. The Maryland Board of Public Works is a really interesting body. It's the governor, the treasurer, and the comptroller, 3 equal votes, and we are responsible for approving or denying every contract that the state enters into over $200,000, which is basically most contracts these days, as well as all wetlands licenses, payments to nonprofits for grants. So all of that goes through the Board of Public Works. It's different than every other state. I'm also on the State Retirement and Pension Board, so I'm the vice chair of that board, making sure that our investments are safe. And I'm thrilled I'm also the revenue administrator of the state. So revenue administrator is sort of a nicer way of saying tax collector, but also the tax refunder. So we have processed this year so far 2.5 million tax returns and sent out over $2.5 billion in refunds.
Wow.
So, we have, it's exciting. There's a lot to do to make sure that people can comply, but also get the money back that's theirs. Whether it's through the Earned Income Tax Credit or the Senior Tax Credit or, first-time home buyers. And we also are a big agency. We have 1,100 employees. We're headquartered in Annapolis, but we have 11 branch offices around the state of Maryland. So it's great. Yeah.
So, if you was to inspire the young ladies that probably think it's against all odds to even try to do something for the first time, what would it be? How would to me, perseverance is everything.
Yes.
So, what would how would you inspire them to keep moving forward? And she's the first female comptroller, so we want to hear from her.
Well, thank you for that. I agree. Perseverance is so important. It's, grit. Having that ability to really stick with it, even in even when you fail. I guess look, I'm not perfect, and I get frustrated, and I failed at things. I didn't get into schools I wanted to go to, didn't get jobs that I wanted, but I try to make sure. Well, first, I think it's important to surround yourself with people who support you, right? When you have a good support system, good friends you can laugh about things with. Sometimes, didn't get that job. Maybe it's for the best because of X, Y, and Z. But also to have those goals. For me, I've always, I feel really lucky. One of my perspectives is to try to do the best that I can wherever I am. And I think, Dr. Martin Luther King said, when we're making this difference, if you have wings, then fly. You can't fly, then run. You can't run, then walk. You can't walk, then crawl. But whatever it is, keep moving forward, right? And I think that each of us has, with whatever tools we have to make the world a better place, whether that's, our kids' school or, at a food shelter or by running for Board of Ed or for Comptroller or, just being involved as a business owner in whatever way, giving back is so essential. I think it's having grit and perseverance, not giving up, and not seeing failure as an end. I think, one of the things that I love about some of the kids' books that I read my kids actually is there's this one line in one of the books: the only true failure can come if you quit. And I think that's right. You know, you learn so much when you fail at things. I worked on a number of campaigns before I became an attorney, and I'm a civil rights and disability rights attorney by practice, and then became a state delegate from Baltimore. But I worked on a lot of campaigns before I ran myself, and every one of those campaigns lost. But I learned a lot from each of them. You know, it was devastating to lose, but I learned so much, and so I think you just have to keep going.
Yeah. So 2 more questions. What is your favorite music genre? Because we do in the mix, and I know you're not going to sing, so just tell me your favorite music.
Oh my gosh, I don't. If you looked at my my Spotify list, you would be like, oh my gosh, who is this random person? Who's, you know, because it's Beyonce and Lizzo to you know, Thelonious Monk to James Taylor to, you know, and everything in between. You know, Aretha and Whitney Houston and Dixie Chicks, and you know, it's got it all. So I don't know if I can be pigeonholed into one genre, but I love all different types of music, and I will say music is really important to me, and certainly like running for office, it has been essential to me. Sometimes when I'm having a down day, right, I put on, you know, Single Ladies or whatever it is, or you know, some Taylor Swift or, you know, whatever, and I like, you know, you just go. My theme song on the campaign was Higher Love, sung by Whitney Houston. So that was a good, I love that, it still revs me up. So, you know, I love live music, love all different types of music, it's fun.
And your favorite food or your go-to spots to eat?
Well, my favorite food is ice cream. That is a no-brainer.
And mine is cake.
Is it cake? Yes. Well, I love ice cream. In fact, today I'm going to Berlin, and I was like, make sure Island Creamery is on the list of stops. And when I go out to Cumberland, I make sure Queen Island, you know, Queen City Creamery is on our list. And we have a great spot in Baltimore called Be More Licks, which is delicious. Great. There's the Charmery. There's Be More Licks. We've got some great ice cream spots. So, you know, it's Maryland has great food, right? We're actually really lucky. We have really good food and a diverse amount of different types of food, and so it's always fun to get out and try whatever sort of the local best stuff is. And I love that. Yeah.
You know, thank you for coming on the show, and what inspired me so much about you, everything that you said in your campaign that you was going to do. You have not left the East Pusher out. You showed up, you're showing up, and I love that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Look, it's you know, we're American miniature. I like to say we're the biggest small state. After driving around it for 2 years on the campaign, I feel like I can say that. But it's every community matters, you know. And I really, honestly believe my core value is that we all do better when we all do better, right? And so, you know, Baltimore can't do well unless Ocean City does well. You know, Cumberland needs Chrisfield, right? We're all in this together, and so we have to look out for one another and make sure that we're working together whenever we possibly can.
That is so good. I'm like honored to have you as our comptroller. I'm glad you're representing us and you inspire me so much. And thank you for coming on our show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and please keep in touch. Thanks for your leadership.
All right.
Thank you.
Deuces.
Coast Instrumentals.